I was having a poo. I was having a poo. I'll hold my hands up. I was having a poo.
First of all, I want to congratulate you. I watched the Meet the Queens. I've looked at everything I possibly can, and I can already tell that this season is going to be incredible. This cast is amazing, and each and every one of you brings something so cool and exciting to the challenge. So, or to the series. So I'm so excited to see what happens next.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So my first question, it's for all of you, but it's a little bit inspired actually by Kyran. Tell me about the moment that you got the call that you would be cast on Drag
Okay.
Race UK.
Well, I might as well go first. I have answered this question about 5 times already today, and it never gets old. Um, I
Uh-oh.
I was having a poo. I was having a poo. I'll hold my hands up. I was having a poo.
What
Yeah, it came through.
first?
No caller ID. I answered it. She said, "Hey, Kyron, it's Drag Race. Can we FaceTime you?" And I was like, "Ooh, maybe not right now." So I put my phone face down, wiped my bum, came out. Boom, you're on Drag Race.
I love it. I mean, the
My God.
glamour, the sophistication.
Yeah, if it was going to happen to anyone, it was going to be me.
Amazing. And then I have to ask you a follow-up question. I don't totally know how to ask it, so I'm just going to ask it. Did you really pee in a drawer afterwards?
Yes. No, I did. I did. So I went to sleep. I've never done any kind of sleepwalking or anything like that. I've never done anything strange in my sleep. I'd show you the drawer. It's literally over there. I'm looking at it right now really intensely. So I got out of bed. I opened my drawer. The gaggiest part about it is that I opened my drawer. I opened the drawer and pissed inside it, peed inside of it. And the only reason why I woke up is because my partner started screaming from the bed. And then I was like, oh, I mean, then it was too late. You know what I mean? Once you've started, you've started. So I was like,
You
well,
just gotta let it go.
then yeah, we emptied the drawer, my passport, everything was floating. It was really one of the craziest things that I've ever experienced, and it kind of felt like a good omen.
I love it. Now, I know it's hard to follow an answer like that, but I would love to hear from each of you the story. So Marmalade, tell you next. Tell me
Well,
when did you get the call?
mine is certainly not as interesting, but it is a lot cleaner. Um, so I had this premonition that I was getting. I felt it. I felt it in my bones, in my waters. So I'd already started making my looks for the show. I'd started straight away making my finale outfit, and I was actually trying it on in my sewing room, which I'm in right now. Um, and I got the message saying, "Hey, can we call you?" And I was like, it would be really funny if I answered the call in this big grand outfit. But I thought, no, that's a bad omen. So I took it off, I put it down, I answered the call and just hoped that all this work I put into it wasn't a waste. And thankfully it wasn't. Um, and then I ended the call and went right back to making it again, just at twice the speed, with about 4 times the stress.
Amazing. Wow. I'm gonna have you pick my lotto numbers. You have a gift.
Do it.
How about you, Actavia? Were you psychic? Were you in the bathroom? When did you get the call?
I am not psychic, and it unfortunately doesn't involve poo and pee. I was actually working my day job at the time, which I worked in a call center, thankfully from home. And I was on a call, I could see the text, and I was like, right, I need to wrap this up. And I was actually still in my wrap up time after that call whilst I was on the drag race call. And then I was screaming and I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then I went straight back into, hello, you're through to yada, yada, yada. And then went straight back to work. So it was very weird because I wanted to cry, I wanted to burst. And I just had to be professional and talk to the people.
I'm surprised you didn't just quit on the spot. Like, this is
Well,
my
to be fair, actually,
resignation.
that's what I did do. I messaged my manager and I was like, listen, I can't tell you why, but I need a few months off.
That is amazing. That is so, I mean, it is crazy because like one phone call does sort of to some degree change your life in
Of
this
course.
scenario, you know. No matter what happens, in the next steps, like it will never be exactly the same as it would have been. So that's incredible. So all right, Marmalade,
Mhm.
I have a question for you. As a childless cat lady, I am obsessed with your cat imitations. My question is, can you do an American cat?
Oh.
Right, can I do... Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Right. I pick up things like phrases and drop them as quickly as I pick them up. So that day, I was just doing a Scouse cat impression.
Yeah.
That was it. Don't really do it since. Hadn't really done it before. And now it is going to follow me to my grave. I made up the Met Welsh one on the spot. I made up the other one on the spot. An American, right? What would an American cat? Where in America are we? There's a few places we could be.
I'm in California, but you could, because it's so boring, you could totally do a Southern cat or a New York cat, whatever you feel in the waters, as you would say.
Maybe like a New York cat, because they're quite like, oh, meow, meow, meow.
You are such a good sport.
All right, wasn't it? God, I should do it.
Actually really good. And yes, you are about to get ready for everybody's gonna bring you like stuffed cats on the stage. It's over. I hope you like cats.
I've got a cat. I've got a cat here.
I genuinely thought that was a real cat and you just grabbed it by
yeah. No, I don't know why. I just put this next to where we were filming because I thought I might need this cat for something. But yeah.
That drawer.
Huh?
Hopefully it wasn't in that drawer.
Oh no, it was. It's soaking, babe.
Oh, babe.
I love it.
My cat's underneath the screen.
So, okay, Kyran, one of the things that comes so like strongly through the Meet the Queens and everything that all of the content I've seen is you have so much confidence. As someone who like struggles with that, I find it very inspiring. But what I'm curious about is when you walked in the room, were there any queens that did make you a little bit nervous?
Oh my God, it's such a difficult question to answer because I feel like when you're walking in, you're not like even thinking that way yet or like at all. You're kind of so focused on like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God in your head that like I kind of feel like I wasn't. But also I'd made myself get in such a headspace before we went to go film where I was like, do not worry about anybody else, do not compare yourself to anybody else. Be there to show who you are, be authentically yourself and have fun and just like don't give anything else the time of day. And I feel like I kind of perfected that walking in. So it's kind of like, I don't know, a fake it till you make it kind of thing. Like I kind of faked myself being super confident to the point where it became real. Thankfully.
I love that. I like that the answer is essentially no.
Well, yeah,
good for you.
But the long answer has some nuance to
it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And Actavia, you talked about, coming from a smaller town, that you are kind of the drag scene of where where you're from. I'm curious for you, do you feel like bigger city queens underestimate smaller city queens? What do they have wrong about you?
I don't know. I don't necessarily think like big city queens underestimate small city queens. I think, and in this cast, like I'm such a little drag race stan and like general drag stan. So like I knew pretty much of everyone there. Like I could probably tell you what bloody Marmalade had for breakfast last week from what I seen on her Snapchat story or something. Or not Snapchat, but Instagram. But I don't know, kind of like Kyran said, when I walked in then, everyone was in the room together. I didn't really think in a competitive way. I was just like, oh my God, like I'm here. But I think maybe what people didn't expect of me is because the first thing I would introduce myself and like what I do as a drag queen is perform and dance. I just don't think people expected me to be able to do more than that or like have a personality. Because the way I paint myself also, I just look like usually a bitch. But like I'm just not. I don't take myself too seriously. So yeah, I'd say that probably.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I mean, what I love so much about Drag Race, and this has been true like from the earliest seasons of the US version, is that queens come from everywhere and they all bring such like special, unique things. And you should never, ever count anybody out.
Exactly.
And yeah, I think that is so cool. So you are all, no matter what happens next, you are all officially part of Drag Race history. You are Rue Girls. I'm curious for each of you if there is a moment from drag history that kind of lives rent-free in your head.
I mean, I spoke about it earlier, but I'll say it again. Sasha Velour's Rose Petals, I feel like just changed the entire game for Drag Race. It really felt
Totally.
like a kind of second coming of Christ, honestly. It was so beautiful and mind-blowing, and just to see that kind of level of artistry was really inspiring.
Yeah.
For me, I think watching Drag Race, the things that always like I look to and like look forward to are the lip syncs. So like one lip sync in I can't use words today. One lip sync that I have in mind is Sasha Colby and Anitra's first one where they did what was it? Monster. I'm in love with the monster. I think as a dancing queen, something I always pick up on is everyone can do like an 8 count or whatever, but like specific musicality and when beats are hit, it just makes me like, just gives me chills and I love it because that's what I love to do. So watching that lip sync, seeing that happen, both of them, it was just, yeah. So I'd say Sasha Colby and Anitra's lip sync.
Love it.
For me, there was a moment on season 8 that always stood out to me and still stands out to me now. Where Bob was talking about his confidence, and they were sort of saying like, there's no need to be humble or anything. I'm really good at what I do, so there's no need to pretend I'm not. And I remember being sat there and it was like watching it and going, God, I don't think I've ever been told that it's okay to just bat for yourself like that, to really root for yourself. And it's something I think about even now, and something I took into the show with me, where I was like, no, I am good at this. These are the things I'm amazing at, and these are the things I'm just okay at. And I'm not gonna sort of dim my light and pretend I'm not, because that is what it feels acceptable and correct. So I still think about that moment because even at the time, it felt almost uncomfortable to watch someone be so there for themselves, and it just sort of made me realize that, like, no, like, there's a reason that's uncomfortable. It's because that's what I should be, and that's what I'm lacking. So, and she remains one of my favorite queens because of that.
I think that's so profound because you're right. We're not always so good about cheering ourselves on, and one of the ways that you guys can reflect something positive to us is that kind of confidence and that faith in yourself. And I think mirroring that back is really powerful. Okay, I'm going to end on a very silly note. We're going to do a super fast lightning round. I'm going to say a word and you tell me, you can all shout it out. No need to take turns. Which queen fits the from your cast fits the bill? Funniest.
Marmalade.
Shadiest.
Marmalade.
Sweetest.
Zahara.
Chara, yeah.
Delusional.
Chanel.
A popular answer today.
I should
Trade.
imagine.
Trade.
Releaser.
Actavia.
Zahara.
And finally, Mother.
Lavoie.
It was mother, not grandmother, but no,
Mother. RuPaul.
mother.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. This has been so much fun. I am so excited to see what happens next this season.